I've come across lots of great quotes from the women I've researched. I think that one of my favourites would have to be from Amelia Earhart. She's believed to have said, "The most effective way to do it is to do it." Well, generally speaking, I'm more of a plotter than a pantser, but lately with my fiction books, I've found that I can veer off into directions that I hadn't planned, and I'm finding that quite exciting actually, to be spontaneous occasionally. My non-fiction book, Captain Thunderbolt, was shortlisted for an Australian Book Industry Award a few years ago. And also from my Tommy Bell Bushranger Boy series, the first one, Shootout at the Rock, was a Children's Book Council of Australia notable book in 2017. And the seventh book, The Runaway, was shortlisted for a Speech Pathology Australia Award last year. Long ago, about 1994, I was living in Orange in New South Wales, and this was my first little award. I won an award for a short story in the Banjo Paterson Festival. The exciting thing about that was that the award was presented to me by Kate Grenville, who is one of my writing heroes. Well, I think it was Enid Blyton who made me want to be a writer. I absolutely devoured her famous 5 books when I was a kid. And then in primary school, our teacher librarian read the class Hesba Brinsmead's Pastures of the Blue Crane, and I absolutely loved it, and I think that fueled my desire to write. More recently, the Queensland author John Danalis really encouraged me to pursue publication of my books. So thanks, John. I really owe him for that service. I guess I also really admire the authors Barbara Kingsolver and Alexander McCall Smith. They're both very, very different authors, but they're both brilliant at what they do, and I can't say that they have influenced my style, but they both do inspire me to keep on writing. Probably the most valuable lesson that I've learned is that there's always something more to learn and there's always room to improve. And I guess that's true of life, not just in writing. My most favourite place to write is right here where I'm sitting. I'm at my brand new sit-stand desk, and I've got my antique writing desk right behind me there. I used to use that one, but it's not very ergonomic and I can't fit 2 screens on it, so this is where I sit to write now and I love it. I write books with a history focus, both non-fiction and fiction, for children and for adults. I have an Australian Bushranger series, which is a non-fiction series for children, 5 titles, each featuring 1 bushranger, and they include Captain Starlight, Captain Thunderbolt, Captain Moonlight, Ben Hall and Frank Gardner. I also have the Tommy Bell Bushranger Boy series, which features a little boy who goes back in time and has adventures with bushrangers. There are 8 titles in that series so far. I also write for adults. I have 2 non-fiction books out at the moment. The first is Captain Starlight, the strange but true story of a bushranger, imposter and murderer, and The Ship of Death, the tragedy of the emigrant, which is a true story from Australia's past. My latest book is called A New World. It's from my brand new series, Carly Mill's Pioneer Girl. The series features a little girl who goes back in time and has adventures with some of the remarkable women who've shaped the world. And the first one features the amazing historical figure Caroline Chisholm. I'm going to read a short paragraph from A New World, which is the first book in the Carly Mill's Pioneer Girl series. Carly's just discovered an old shawl, much like this one, with a lacy edge. And when she puts it around her shoulders, it sends her back into the past. She finds herself back in 1841, and she's wearing an old-fashioned costume with the corsets and the big heavy skirts. And she's found herself in the company of Caroline Chisholm. Carly has just spent the day with Caroline, and she's taken off her corset and settled down to bed in an uncomfortable straw mattress for the night. And this is the paragraph from the book. Carly lay in the dark and thought of home. Homesickness pressed upon her chest and stomach exactly where the corset had been earlier. When she had left her family to visit another state, she hadn't expected to be visiting another century as well.